Hey guys, it's Scott again with another quick how-to video. What I'm dealing with today is a bad ignition coil on number 5. I got a code for that with a scanner, and I'm going to change that, put a new ignition coil on it and spark plug, and I'll show you how to do that. This is a 2014 Dodge Grand Caravan with 3.6. This is actually a little more trouble than some vehicles. Some you have the ignition coil right on top, so easy. Not so much this one. So real quick, show you how to do it. First thing we're going to do is take this cover off. Now, I do all my videos with one hand, unfortunately, so you just grab each end and start pulling up on it, which I did, and that comes off. And you see there's just some little like grommet holes that it goes into. Set that aside. So the ignition coils are under this intake manifold. Sometimes you have them right on top, so easy. So first we're going to start getting the wiring harness off. We're going to start right here with this red tab. So I just took a flathead screwdriver and grabbed it and pushed it forward, and now I should be able to push down on that and it unplugs. Okay. And there's a retaining clip here you just pull out. Get that out of the side. And there's a little clip here that holds that on. Pop that off. Keep following it around. There's another clip here. I'm trying to push that one off without breaking it. There we go. Okay, keep going. And there's another connector here, and the tab's on the side, but I think I'm going to take this hose off first just to get it out of the way. Should just pull off. Be careful. Follow the hose down to here. There we go. I hope you saw me pull that off of there. Let's set that aside. Now you'll see here I got back on. I just pushed that forward, because they are locking tabs. You can break those, and then you push down on it. Let's see if we get it out. Sometimes I have to set the phone down, unfortunately, so that just pulls out. I'll show you that tab. I pushed it forward and then push it down and pull out, and then you just squeeze this next one and pull it off. So the whole wiring harness is off. So I just pushed that off to the side. Now I want to take this air intake hose off. You can use a flathead screwdriver or an 8mm socket to get it loose. I just found it easier to use the socket right now because it's tight in here. Alright, I might have to use two hands. You're going to pull this off and pull this off. Now loosen that hose clamp pretty good, because I had to grab here, my hand here and here. You got to kind of twist to get it off. Come on. There we go. Get that side off, and then we're going to do the same here. And on this end I am using a stubby flathead because just easy to get in there. Just loosen that pretty good, not all the way, and pull that off. And I couldn't show you, but again I used two hands and just switched. Oh, okay. That box was already loose. I think it's supposed to have grommets like this thing did to hold it in. Yeah, it definitely was supposed to be in there better. Pull that out. See how it has these holes? This is broke here. You got that out. Now we're gonna pull up on this hose. Maybe. Probably should have took that off earlier. And I just popped that up right here with a screwdriver and got that off. And you'll see that some of the ignition coils are already exposed. I gotta see which one. I think it's behind here. Let me see. Now guys, I might have gotten real lucky here. The ignition coil that I need to change is exposed. Remember I said that these three are exposed? I need number 5, which is there. Instead of continuing and taking all this off, I'm going to see if I can do it right from here. That'd be great. But you can tell, you just take I'm taking a little stubby and you just push it in here and you push back on it and it'll unplug it. And I was able to get that one unplugged. Now I need, I think, maybe a 10 millimeter to get that bolt off right here. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see if we can twirl this off. Now this bolt doesn't come out all the way, but you do want to get it loose out of the threads. Okay. And now this should just unplug off the spark plug. There you go. And I'm also going to change the spark plug. So I took an extension, a spark plug socket. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Huh. How's it look? Not too fun. Sorry about that. I was talking to my neighbor. So anyway, I got that loose and now I'm just twirling a spark plug out. Hopefully it'll come out with the extension. I hope. Yay, it did. Okay. This spark plug socket has like a piece of rubber inside of it that holds that nut. Sometimes if you don't have that, you might have to use a magnet to get the spark plug out of its socket. So now I got the new one on, and we're gonna slip that down in there. And you want to thread this nice and easy, because if you strip that, you're asking for a lot more problems. Feels like it's going in pretty good. So just twirl it until it gets snug. And once it gets snug, and we're going to put a little wrench on it, but you don't want to tighten it too much. You just got it a little snug. I don't want to over tighten that. That feels pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to pull that out. There we go. Alright, so it's time to slip the new one in. Now sometimes you can put some like dielectric grease in that hole to make it go onto the spark plug better. I don't know if I need it. Let's see, because you want to hear it pop, kind of pop on there. Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way. Okay, so I was able to push it down on there without that. And I'll just start getting this little bolt on there. I snug that up. And we're going to put that plug back in. Alright, I plugged that back in. So now it's time to do everything back in reverse. Now, if you need to get to the 3 ignition coils under this, you're going to need, I'll just show you real quick. You're going to need to take this hose off, this one. There's 2 bolts. I think they're 10 millimeters. One there, and one on the other side. I can't see it. And then you're going to have 7 screws. I think that's 1, 2, 3. I think there's one down in here. Here, there might be one over here, and then you'll be able to lift this whole thing out. But oh, I almost forgot. Dang it. You got this bracket here with a screw here. And there's the other one down here. There's one there, and there's another one back here. So you have to take that bracket off, and then you take this off. And then you're going to cover the intake area so nothing falls down in there. And then you'll have access to the 3 here. Okay, I'm going to put it back together now. So I'm going to put this air intake. I wanted to show you. See those grommets? I thought this was broken, but I'm not sure. Well, maybe it is. But you can see the 2 that it goes on. You want to secure it on them. It's a little bit of a struggle to get that in because I had to put it in like this. You kind of want it to go over this and this little piece over before you kind of push it down onto the grommets. So now I put the hose on. I don't know if you really had to. I put grease around this because this thing was so hard to put back on. Ridiculous. And every time I kept pushing on this, it seemed to be popping off. Probably not supposed to, but I ain't dealing with that. Ridiculous. Okay. Take my little stubby again. Get it going. I mean, you get the point probably now. Damn it. You get the point now. And then I can use that little 8mm. I also meant to tell you when you're taking this air intake off, there's I believe this hose has a little clip under here too. You might have to remove that. I'm not sure. So I got that on nice and snug. Let's continue. And now it's time to put all my little clips back in. See how you hear it clip? This went back on. This goes back over that. This little clip. I hope you can see. Then this. Where is it? Oh, that clipped. And this clips. I think I got everything. We still have to put the cover back on that, but you can see where it sits at here, and here, and here. So I'm just going to double check everything, make sure it's on, then we're going to test it and see how easy that. Well, it was easy because I was able to get to the 3 back coils easier. Now, some people would recommend changing them all at the same time, but that's costly. If you don't have to, just do one at a time and go from there. See, and that's why I checked all the hoses. I look over and I forgot to put this giant hose on. It was sitting on my toolbox. So if you remember, that one just kind of fit in here and then over here.